god, what's he doing? Oh no. Rip.
I think it's the sausage curbs. But what actually happens is my TV decides to switch off. So it's on power saving mode at the moment, so it's got a countdown. So now I'm looking for my remote. If you notice, I'm looking around. I can't believe how funny this looks actually. I'm looking around for my remote. So obviously it's very off-putting. I then run slightly wide at Lesmo 1. Again, I'm back on track. Again, I'm looking around as we accelerate. A86 gets past me. And then we continue on. So it's probably not the situation we're expecting. I finally see the remote. I'm trying. I don't know how I get this on track and racing. I'm still in third after grabbing the remote. So now this has just gone drastically wrong. And we've suddenly got a load of work to do out of nowhere because I think we're in quite a tough position.
My wheel combust here. Oh, that's fine. Okay, that was really bad. Really, really bad. Oh no! Just been mugged. Absolutely mugged. Right, damage is on heavy, so we just need to take it nice and easy because I think people are going to spin and do all sorts. See, that's the lag I didn't want from streaming. Oops, someone's gone flying. Oi! Oh no, no, no! Oh, no. Game over, completely damaged.
As we get ready for the race, I'm surrounded by Ferraris yet again, which have been nerfed recently. So after round 6, they've been nerfed, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. However, we've got to try and compete with them here at Silverstone. I think Silverstone's probably more an Audi track if I had a decent setup. But even so, as we get ready for the race, obviously the leader dictates when we go, so we wait for Jardier to go. We hear him go, we accelerate. Look at the Ferrari's acceleration, honestly. So we go 3 wide into the first corner, and we get tagged. We try and catch, can't catch it. Hits Leon, who was on the outside because I had nowhere to go. And we've got 6 damage on the front here, and we're going to have to try and join the track with no way of looking to the side, so we're using arrows only. Oh my word, has Pazum made a mistake here? Pazum has made a mistake! Pazum has no fuel and he's at the start of the nudge. Oh my word, Pazum has made a colossal error here. Should have got in the pit, hasn't. And is about to run out of fuel. This is unbelievable stuff here in this race. That's, who's that? Is it Iceberg going past us? I can't actually tell. It's not actually on the right hand side. There was Noah. Then Nick Meadow goes through as well. And then coming through his last corner. We're going to do this unbelievably as we head towards the line. My teammate is behind me there, Nastaric. He gives me a flash as well, but as we head towards the line, I'm hoping this is last lap because normally it comes up with final lap. I realise, look at this, I'm going to get some flashing going as well. We won the race with an incredible risk. But this is the bit where I go, I can catch up to this now because obviously Ed was slowing me up a little bit and I wasn't fighting too much because I knew where it's going to go. But look at that, look at where we are. And look at this! Oh! What a move! What a move at the exit of the Center S. I love that move. I took the opportunities where I could here. Oh, look how good this is. Nissan really pushing through that air really quick, much quicker than the RCZ, to be honest. You can see that gap really shrinking down. Watch this. Oh, look at that driving. Manu Rodri, well played. I just love the fact that I can race with guys like Manu Rodri and literally side by side in the 130R. So close, so clean. Just what racing. Hello everybody, welcome to Best of British. We have to test for the robot, of course, robot Tidge. So give me 1 second. Yes, we have no robot Tidge, so we're all good here, guys. How is everybody? How is your Sunday going? How are we all? And yes, welcome to Best of British Division 2. I've got this weird thing again where I have two headsets on at the same time. So it's very weird, I have to say. Do let me know if there's any problems with sound or anything like that. But we are here, as I say, with the Best of British Division 2. This is the finale, by the way, guys. So literally, the last round of Division 2. And the winner, potentially, you know, has something on offer. Let me just transition to that right now. So here we have the current results, or, you know, settings that we have. So Tuscany at the moment is leading the way. Now, it's best of 2 rounds that count. So, while Tuscany is leading the way, you know, other guys can come in here. So, you know, look at TNTR Max Bailey, 9 and 13 points there. If he gets to 15, Tuscany has to get a 13-point score or higher to second place. So he has to get second or higher in order to top the board. That's if Max Bailey wins. Going down the leaderboard here, you know, Thunderstorm in a very similar situation. Nova's in there as well. A lot to play for here in terms of who gets classified where. And you can see at the bottom as well what the results are. So in light blue, so as Tuscany there is at the moment qualified for Class 1 of the Best of British Multi-Class Series. Class 1, obviously where Division 1 is, it's the peak class, it's a multi-class series. Then we have the green, which is qualified for the Class 2. And then obviously we have a final shootout then, sort of a playoff basically for the remainder. So what car are we using here? Well, we're using the Renault Megane Trophy. It's on 100%, so literally just as the car comes, bang, there we go, job done. Literally all we're using. Is my keyboard broke? I need to check if the keyboard's working here. Oh, there we go, we have TV camera. Whew. Panicking then. So yes, we're using the Megane Trophy. It's Group 4 car, of course, but not the Group 4 BOP, as I say. It's 100%, and that is what we're running with here. And there is tyre wear, and there is fuel consumption. So we have tyre wear at ×5. Fuel consumption is ×1. They have to, in the race, actually... well, they've got a limited set of tyres. They don't necessarily have to use both compounds, but in terms of tyre selection, in the race they have 1 set of medium tyres, and then they have 2 sets of hard tyres. Now, unfortunately, Kerr can't make it. I'm not sure what the reason is for that. Lewis, as you can see in chat, is the steward. He's not streaming the steward in today, so hopefully the internet survives. Fingers crossed. And we get through the race all fine and dandy. It's going to be 47 laps, the race, so it's going to be around 69 minutes. Well, hey. So yeah, 69 minutes long-ish. And there's a multitude of strategies available to them, 1 stop, 2 stop, and we'll have to see how the race goes. And as I said, there's a lot on offer here in terms of, you know, who is going to win this Division 2. We saw the points. Everything is up for grabs here. Nobody has already won it. So it should be an exciting one in terms of the race. But in terms of qualifying, I believe they only get 1 qualifying lap. Yes, they do. I've just double-checked that. 1 qualifying lap on medium tyres. So, you know, you make a mistake, you are going off. And someone spinned it there. Let's jump to Thunderstorm. We'll go through the drivers in here at the moment. We've got Nova and Thunderstorm there, 2 of your big... you know, big contenders for this title. Max Bailey there as well, just coming out the pits. Again, another contender for the title. Is Tuscany in here somewhere? Tuscany is in here as well, using... oh, look at that livery. Now, how old school is that livery, guys? Whoa! As Chris has said in chat, Brands Hatch is an easy track to make a mistake on. You know, there's plenty of action, especially in this back section of the circuit here. Hawthorns, Dingledell, all around that area. You get it wrong slightly, you are going off into the gravel trap. But fortunately, it's a bit of an endurance race, so you will be able to potentially catch up if you are one of the faster guys, or try and defend that position if you feel you're one of the slower guys. But we'll see what happens during the race. Let's see if Nova's left the barrier. No, apparently not. Can we jump to a different camera? There we go. So there's Nova just parking it up there for whatever reason as Roswald goes by. So let's try and go through your drivers at the moment in the lobby. We have VLX_Nova, part of VLX esports team there, and there's a few of you guys in chat. Hello. And then we have TNTR Max Bailey. I don't know much about TNTR. I'm assuming that's a racing team as well. But you can see Max Bailey coming towards the last corner now. I do like the look of this car, I've got to say. In third place, well, not third place, but third car we're going to is Tidgney. We saw that livery earlier. Oh, look at that livery. Awesome. So then we have Thunderstorm, a part of ERT, another esports team. Here he is, racing team. I believe that stands for. Don't quote me on that. But yes, ERT there, being represented by Thunderstorm. We then have Ryan. Oh, welcome to the channel, Sebastian. I don't think I've got the alert actually on this scene. But thank you for joining the channel, my friend. Very much appreciated for that support. And yeah, you'll notice some emojis actually in there that you can then use. You can't see me. Yeah, you're not meant to see me. It's commentary, this one. Trust me, you don't want to see my face. You want to see the action for this, not my face. So everyone has to be on medium. So I'm not sure why my spectator thing reset then. So where were we up to? Ryan Hilliard there. In interestingly, is that green and white? The lighting's a bit off here. So we are running in the evening, I think. Black and white. Calsonic Team Impulse there. And P5. Oh, we showed Roswell before, did we, or did we not? Roswell in its standard colours, of course. You may have seen this in the last stream where we covered Division 2 in that light blue and then yellow. It's a little bit like David Perrell's Rinaldi team, except rather than green, it's blue, and rather than the red stripe, it's yellow. Kind of interesting. So we have Elite Force. Everyone's going down here at the moment. So we have Elite Force here, and we are actually in qualifying, I believe. Let's just jump to display settings. Yeah, we are actually in qualifying here. We'll try and go through the rest of the grid quickly. We've got Chewy D there, another member of the VLX team there, Volex Esports. We then have Trevisio, another old school Formula 1 livery there, Elf Renault. We then have Callum Jones in P9, in that just quite plain livery there. And then Nova, of course, another member of VLX. Lots of VLX here. We actually have somebody else here, 11th. How do we get to 11th? There we go, Tidgney. Stevie, we missed Stevie, a part of ERT. So Stevie's on his lap now. We should jump on board somebody, potentially. Who to jump on board with, though? I'm trying to remember all the keyboard shortcuts here. We'll jump on board with Nova, and we'll pay attention on the left-hand side to any sectors of time. We don't seem to have Super GT in the lobby. I'm not sure where Super GT is. Oh, he's injured. Yes, of course he is. That is very unfortunate, actually. It's going down into here. Oh, I missed the apex. There's Nova. Already a mistake to his qualifying lap. So we head up to Druids now. Breaking in the usual braking spot there. Just like to off colour on the barrier is what you're looking for. Again, missing the apex slightly here. This isn't a good start to the lap as he comes across the first set there. 17.7. And we come into Graham Hill Bend. That looks a lot better. Through there he goes. Heading towards now this left-hander. This left-hander very tricky. You normally want to start out wide and come back in and get a really good run for the straight. And that's exactly what Nova's done here. Through there he goes. Perfect. Look at that. All the use of the curb. As we continue on now down this straight. That's a time reference point there that I use. And, oh, the stream started lagging. Apologies if it is lagging, guys. Hopefully that stops lagging shortly as we continue on through here into this right-hander. Doesn't use all the curb, interestingly. I wonder whether that's a part of the strategy or not. I'm not sure as we continue on now to the right-hander. All the curb in use there. We head towards its final left here. And it's purple at the moment. So Max Bailey does have the pole time at the moment. But, oh, Chewy D's just got there. 125.9. First driver into the 25s there. But is Nova going to get on pole position? Nova, one of your key competitors for that winning title of this division. Head towards the line. Doesn't. Wow, only P4. So Chewy D is your pole sitter at the moment. Is anybody else due to cross the line? Tidgney is. Tidgney gets it. 125.8. Coming across with an unbelievable lap there. We saw the mistakes earlier on there by Nova. And look at that, P5. So let's, yeah, it may skip frames just before. The stream did lag a little bit. Hopefully that calms down for you. Tidgney in P1, followed by Chewy D in P2. The only two drivers to get into that 125 area. We then have Max Bailey in P3, followed by Ryan in P4. We got Nova in P5, Callum P6. Big gap there between P5 and P6. And then this gap, look how close this is. 1,000th of a second there between Callum and Stevie. My word. That is ridiculously close. And then 8,000ths to Thunderstorm. Literally one tiny mistake and you're off. And talking of mistakes, we have Treviso in Elite Force in another time zone, basically, due to their mistakes. So Tuscany actually gets triple pole in every single race. How about that? I didn't cover the first race, unfortunately. I was away at Silverstone. But my word. How do they choose the guys for divisions? Basically, Division 1 is for the very top guys. So it's anyone who's been to a World Tour plus some other settings that Lewis decided. That's not up to me. We are just covering the race. So we are now just getting ready for that race. You may hear me take sups of my water during this. We can see the tyre choices there as well. It's going to be very interesting. Let's bring up the standings again just one more time to give you an idea of what is going on here. So there are your standings in terms of the championship. Best 2 of 3, remember. 15 points for a win, 13 points for second place. Everything is up for grabs here. Those top 4 drivers, any one of them actually win this race, they win the title. Literally win the title. It's that close here. Even Ruswald can get in there. You know, Ruswald wins, it's a tie on points at the top. Could be an unbelievable race this. There are your standings. Let's actually go back to what is happening in terms of on-circuit action. But Tuscany, with that pole, in with a good fighting chance of actually winning the title of Division 2 champion here. So Tuscany actually in chat. Shocking lap apparently, first sector. Well, no, we saw Nova had a bit of an issue with first sector as well. Missed a few apexes there. Of course, let's look at some tyres here. So we have Nova on mediums, Stevie on hards. And as I said before, you have one set of mediums for the race, and then you can only use hard tyres. In fact, you've got 2 sets of hards and 1 medium. You can't even go to 3 sets of hard if you make an absolute mistake. So lots of mediums runners here. So Stevie's the only person on that harder tyre at the moment. There's Thunderstorm as well. Maybe some tactics from ERT here. Not too sure. Elite Force on hards. Max Bailey's on mediums. Tuscany's on mediums. A lot of guys on mediums here. So yeah, we'll just have to wait for the race to begin. As Louis said, you can see all the chat going on the left hand side. As I have said, let me just turn down my stream slightly so it doesn't lag anymore. As I have said, in terms of the tyres, they exist. Those maximum sets that you have. You don't have to use all of them. You could just do 2 sets of hard. Go for a 1-stop. Do you go for medium hard? You go for a hard, medium, hard? You know, there's all sorts of strategy in there. 1-stop, 2-stop, apparently both viable here. So we'll have to see what happens. Where's the British Baguette? Yes, for those that aren't aware, in the last race, where we raced GT3 at the Nürburgring, the GP racetrack, Jomas, the French or British Baguette, invaded the race as a guest appearance, and yes, did very well. Some crazy action at the end of that race. The internet is playing up a little bit. Let me message some members of my family. Ooh, left the torch on my phone as well at the same time. So, oops. I will just see if they can minimize internet usage as best as they can. It's gone back to normal again. I'll leave it for now. So yeah, guys, if it does lag during this, I do apologise. If it does disconnect completely, I will continue commentating and upload it afterwards. If for those that don't know, my ISP has hit their limit in terms of internet traffic, so they're actually having to do some engineering works to get new the ability to cope with the capacity. Unfortunately, that means we're in a bit of a sticky place. So yes, it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. I've done as much as I can. If it holds out, it holds out. If it dies, it dies. Let's just hope it doesn't, and we have a fantastic race. 1 minute to go until we begin the race, so make sure you go get a drink, get some snacks, food. I don't need that. I've just been for a 3-course meal, and let's get ready for some racing action here at Brands Hatch. If you do have any questions during this race, please feel free to post them in the chat. I am more than happy to help out in terms of answering those questions. Let's go. Start your engine. Switch to F1. Just wow. What food did I order? I had a vegetable soup, followed by a Milanese lemon chicken or something. I'm not quite sure. It's quite healthy. Let's put it that way. Lewis has started the final. Let's get ready for this race in action. We need to find Tuscany in all of this. Oh, there he is. Let's get ready for this race. Hold on tight. The final race of Division 2 in the Best of British is about to begin. We actually have a rolling start here, mainly because the, let's be honest, the standing start's a bit awkward here at Brands Hatch, but let's see what happens. Are we missing cars here? It looks like. Where's third place here? That looks like a very big gap to me. No. We'll stick with Tuscany for now. Let's find out as we get ready to race here at Brands Hatch GP circuit. As we get ready to race, 3, 2, 1, and off we go here at Brands Hatch for the finale of the Best of British Division 2 race in these Megane Trophy cars. Let's have a look if anyone makes a mistake on this first turn. It's all settled here. There's Stevie going through, and everybody is going through nice and fine here. We'll just have to keep an eye out on the tyres, of course. We did mention that earlier on. In terms of tyre choices, but it looks like Tuscany's already trying to build that gap up. Remember, slipstream is about 7.5 tenths, so he's already got that slipstream gap sorted out here. It looks like Chewy's catching up a little bit as they come into this left-hander here. Anybody going to be making moves? Max Bailey's quite close to Chewy there. Nova further back. Nova needs to make a lot of moves. Here's Stevie and Thunderstorm. These guys are on hard tyres from memory. Let's just get that up. There we go. So we got the hard tyres on there of Stevie. Thunderstorm right behind him as well. Is he going to make any moves into there? No, he doesn't. Oh, line of stern through. There we go. And looks like Ruswold wants to get moves done. Yes, that's right. He's on medium tyres. So wants to get past very quickly because he's being held up massively. A slight tap there into that right-hander. So we head down Dingle Dell. And there's going to be a queue of cars here. You can see it happening right now. Into the right-hander we go. And finally the left-hander. And Ruswell not made it past yet. Brands Hatch, very hard circuit to overtake on. Very hard circuit to overtake on. But you got to get the moves done for some. Got defensive into the right-hander. Ruswell going for the cutback. Does he get it done? No, it's going to be tight. Doesn't quite get it done. Thunderstorm covers that off as they head towards paddock again. Let's look a bit further. I want to look further ahead, but Roswell looking to get the move done. Goes down the inside. Doesn't quite happen here. Any further gaps? Got a close battle for third place here as well. Max Bailey, Ryan and Nova all very close as they come out of that corner, head towards Graham Hill Bend. Still line astern there. And Thunderstorm still keeping that 8th position as well. Continue towards left-hander. We'll have to see what people do there. You can see Roswell in the background all over the right. Oh, it looks like somebody is off there. Was that somebody off? I swear I saw a car off. I'm not sure whether we can quickly go back to that. We'll have to wait and see. And it looks like somebody else has been off. Thunderstorm has been off. There's been some action here. I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, Thunderstorm's that happy. He's flashing his lights there. We'll have to go back on the replay for that. In fact, let's do that now. Coming into this left-hander. Oh, Ruswell got all sideways. Tried to go for a late braking move. Pushed Thunderstorm off a little bit there. Lewis will have a look at that in terms of action, whether that was wrong to do that or not. Yeah, Thunderstorm now under all sorts of pressure from Elite Force. Ruswell all over the back of Stevie. Remember, Stevie and Thunderstorm are on the harder tyres, so they're going to be under all sorts of pressure early on. But the medium tyres are going to be very useful later on in the race. So we've got groups of cars battling here. We're going to keep with Ruswell. Ruswell seems to be making all the action as he goes down the inside here of Stevie. He heads towards Paddock Hill Bend. Is he going to get the move done? He does indeed. Brakes later. You saw the nose dip there. And Ruswell going through to up into P7's 2 moves made there. And yeah, let's see what happens now with Ruswell catching up to, who's that next? Callum Jones. So let's just go to the battle for 4th place here, Nova and Ryan. This is quite kind of a critical battle here. Now, I don't think Ryan can actually win the title now, but VLX Nova can. But he has to get ahead of everybody and actually beat Tuscany. Can he do that? Remember, best 2 out of 3 rounds count. Nova is a race winner. Tuscany is a race winner. who's going to win this final race? As we come through the right-hander now. Nova still can't get the move done. As we come to this next right-hander. Still not done. Let's just jump a bit. So I'm being a bit cautious here about jumping away. Nova looks very racy here. We're going to stay on this battle, actually. We'll stay on this battle. I know there's a battle further back as well for that P9 position, but we will stay on this battle for P4 for now. It's more important, and Nova still looking for a place to overtake here. We head towards this right-hander for the third time. Still no way to get past at this moment in time. Remember, guys, they have one set of medium tyres, two sets of hard tyres, and literally, once they're gone, they're gone. So use your mediums wisely, and Nova doesn't get the move done there. We'll watch as we go up to Druids. Goes down the inside, late braking move, down the inside by Nova. Ryan gives him a little bit of space here. Nova makes sure he doesn't touch him. Ryan keeps that position there. Good effort by Nova. Good fair racing there from both drivers. Very well played, but Ryan keeps that position for now. Let's jump a little bit further back. No, we won't. Nova's still looking, Let's have a quick look further back. How are we going here? Thunderstorm still leading Elite Force and Trevisio. Let's jump back to that 4th place battle here. Ryan goes defensive for Nova. Nova's going to have to go around the outside here. That's not going to work. They both go back to the racing line. Into the right-hander we go. And, whoa, what a race we've got going on here, guys. My word. What a show. So Nova really has to get past this. So let's jump on board with Nova. Let's see if we can see where he's getting the speed. Oh, a little bit of push to pass there. Is Ryan going to run wide? Oh, he doesn't run wide. As we continue now towards his left-hander here. Through there we go. We're going to head towards Clearways and Clock. Blah, I can't speak. Clock Curve. There we go. As we come in now. So Nova's looking for a real good run off one of these corners. Get a bit of slipstream and then potentially get the overtake done. As we head now towards Paddock Hill once again. Nova looking, goes for the move down at Paddock Hill. Oh my word, he's going to get this done. Oh, there's a slight tap there. Oh, Nova bailed out of it. Fair, do you know what? Absolute fair play there by Nova. Because I thought that was fair enough. Maybe it was a bit of a dive. But he realised he was going to run a little bit wide. Ryan slightly tapped him. Nova tapped Ryan. And line astern, there you go. So let's go a bit further back. We've got this battle for P7 at the moment. Stevie and Thunderstorm on the hard tyres. Elite Force also on the hard tyres there, actually. Didn't realise that. We've got Trevisio on the medium tyres struggling a little bit, and then we have Callum really struggling there. I'm not sure what happened to Callum, but he's way off the pace at the moment. Let's jump back to that 4th place battle. Bit of a gap there, so let's go a bit further back to that P7 battle. Stevie, Thunderstorm, Elite Force. Who is going to get this P7? And of course, remember, Stevie, Thunderstorm on the medium tyres. They've got the medium tyres available to them. I will get my words out correctly soon, but they have them for later on in the race when the car is much less on fuel. They'll be able to go much quicker on the medium tyres. They'll be able to last longer. So a bit of strategy in there. You could see those guys work their way up the field. So all line astern there at the moment. Let's jump back to this P4 battle. We got Ryan and Nova. Now there is first, second, and third are sort of closing up on each other, especially third and second. We'll keep an eye out on that gap shortly, but it's still line astern here with Nova and Ryan. Nova going for the move again down the inside. Is he going to get it done this time? Not quite. So I had to bail out of it once again. Nova's really wanted to get past as fast as he can. He's obviously got the pace there. Ryan runs a little bit wide into Druids. Through there we go. Heads towards Graham Hill once again. What a close battle. Let's try and have a look at that. I want to have a look at that move Nova tried earlier on. If we can. I'm just very wary that Nova's right here, ready to pounce on Ryan whenever he can. He got a good run out of that corner here. Going to go to the left-hand side of Ryan here. It's going to be side by side as they head down the hill and up to the right-hander. Who's going to have this position? Looks like Nova's up just ahead. Oh, Ryan pulls it behind. Nova's got the move done. What a move by Nova there. Unbelievable stuff there. Got a good run out of that corner. Made sure he got a bit of slipstream. Got to the outside. Got the racing line. And what a move by Nova there. So Ryan's going to try and hold in here. I did want to have a look at that move at paddock, just to get a good look at what actually happened there, what Nova did, what Ryan did, and get a good idea of what was going on there. But it looks like Nova is ahead. I think Nova's just going to pull away at this point. I think Nova's got a lot of pace in there. Oh, we're going to have to jump a bit further back. It's Stevie with a 5-second penalty. What on earth has gone on here? Where's Thunderstorm gone as well? My word. Thunderstorm is behind Treviso, so Thunderstorm's lost out in 2 positions. Stevie's got a huge penalty there as well. It's all kicking off here in this final race in Division 2. My word. Let's follow this battle into Paddock Hill Bend once again. Stevie defending down the inside. Now, in terms of penalties, oh, there's contact there between Elite Force and Stevie. And Treviso going down the inside now, heading towards Druids. Is Treviso going to get the move done? He does indeed. Oh, late break-in. Stevie gets hit out wide, and Thunderstorm's going to go through as well. Stevie loses 3 positions, 2 corners. And Stevie with a lot of bad luck here as well. So in terms of penalty, if it's a really rubbish penalty that you shouldn't have received, you don't have to take it. Otherwise, you do have to take it. Hello, Super GT in chat. Sorry about your injury as well. But one move I did want to have a look at, guys, is the Nova move earlier on. So if we can have a look at that. So this was earlier on. So Nova went for the dive down the inside. And I was just curious. See, he had it done there to me. But he just bailed out of it a little bit, and then Ryan went round the outside. So it's kind of interesting that he backed out of it. I think Nova could have had that position, to be fair. But he's made the move stick. He's now already a 1 second ahead of Ryan, and already reeling in P3 there. In terms of P1 now, P1, Tuscany and Chewy line astern here as they head towards Paddock Hill. This looks like it could be an epic battle. Chewy goes to left side. Tuscany having to defend there. And trying to go around the outside at Paddock. That's not going to work. Surely not going to work. He's still on the outside here. Heading towards Druids now. And Tuscany retakes that position. I don't think that would work. Max Bailey in the fray as well. But remember, this is just going to bring Nova into the mix as well. If we look now, 3.5 seconds. That was 3.9 just before. It's now down to 3.5. In fact, 3.4. Here comes Nova. And basically Tuscany, Max Bailey, Nova, they're all in the running to win this division. This is getting very, very tight. And yeah, we're 8 laps in already, guys. 47 lap race, so it's a bit of an endurance race here as well. But we say endurance, it's been a sprint race at the moment. Absolute sprint race. As they go down the right-hander now, and down Dingledale. Tuscany, followed by Chewy, followed by Max Bailey. Again, into the next right-hander. Again, apologies if the stream lags at any point. My ISP's capacity has hit the limit, so occasionally it drops. However, I'm recording this all the same as well. If you do have any questions, of course, remember to post them in the chat, and I will read them when I get chance. But we start the next lap. Tuscany's built up a bit of a gap here. Chewy's under all sorts of pressure from Max Bailey now. In a bit of a, hard place here is Chewy. He's got to attack and defend. It's a very hard thing to do. And, it takes a unique set of skills to pull it off, to try and get that position while defending from behind Chewy. Oh, Chewy's late into Druids. Oh, there's contact there between Max Bailey and Chewy. Max Bailey goes through there. I think he had the right to wait, to be fair. Chewy ran really, really deep. And that has cost Chewy P2. So Max Bailey now chasing down Tuscany. And there is Nova in the background, down to 2.1 seconds. Wow, this is getting exciting already. Will I marry Super GT? Yes, I accept. Let's go. But let's actually have a look at the standings. Give me 1 second to get these up for you. And let's just transition these over briefly. And there are the standings at the moment. So if we actually have a look at this. Oh, they've gone again. Let's put them back on. There we go. So if we actually have a look at here, we've got Tuscany leading the way at the moment. Best 2 or 3 count. And then we've got Max Bailey again in the fight for this victory. Chewy a bit more outside of it, to be fair. And then we have Nova in there. So Nova, Max Bailey and Tuscany. Whoever wins this race is going to win the championship. Max Bailey wins the race and Tuscany comes second. There's a tie. But at the moment, Tuscany is set to win. So let's see what happens here in terms of the racing. Let's jump back to the action now. Max Bailey under all sorts of pressure from Chewy. Nova's on his way as well. Is Chewy going to go for the move down at Druids? Doesn't go for that move. Oh, Max Bailey runs a little bit deep there. In fact, should we have a look at that move that we saw previously? So this is the action earlier on when Chewy was in P2. This is where Chewy runs wide. So coming down here, paddock kill. I'm going to head up towards Druids now. Just see how late Chewy brakes. Yeah, extremely late here. Completely outbrakes himself. So Max Bailey goes down the inside. Chewy had already lost it by that point. And Max Bailey goes through. Simple as that. Nice and easy. So let's have a look a bit further behind as well at the same time. We're going to have to keep an eye out on all these battles going on. There's all sorts of action all over the place. I'm very, very interested in Nova because Nova is very close to Chewy here, 1.6 seconds. But let's go further back. We've got Ryan all out on his own at the moment, 4.6 behind Nova, and Ruswald 2.4 behind after Ruswald made some positions. We've got Elite Force now in P7. And then we have Treviso in P8, Thunderstorm, P9. We have Stevie in P10 with that penalty. I don't think he has to take it. It's a bit of an extreme penalty there. And then we have Callum Jones in P11. Back in the mix at least, Callum Jones. So he can at least have a fun race. That's the excellent thing about endurance racing. You know, if you can get back on the pack, you've got time to get back on the pack, you can still have a fantastic race. Even if you have a shocking start to it, which it looks like Callum has. As Stevie goes defensive now, heading towards the final corner. He's going to keep the position. He does indeed. Callum all over the back of him here a little bit. And I'm assuming I think Callum's on mediums. He is indeed. So the medium tyre going to be the faster tyre. So we head towards paddock once again. Weird camera change there. But in we go. And yes, the positions staying the same at the moment. A few gaps here and there. But everyone is still visible to each other. We have like a back of the pack. We have a front of the pack. And we've got a couple of guys in the middle called No Man's Land. So let's go back to that lead battle. You can see all 4 cars in there. 3 of them on shot to win the Division 2 title. Who's going to win it? Make sure you get your predictions in chat as well, guys. I'll be interested to hear who you think is going to win. Tuscany at the moment, leading the way by 1 second from Max Bailey. 3rd place for Chewy at the moment. Here's an interesting thought. Is Chewy going to let Nova by their teammates? There's no teams in this championship. But is he going to let him by? So the winner of Division 2 goes up to Division 1 in terms of the multi-class race. Then 2nd, 3rd and 4th get a play. Oh, Nova goes through. Now, was Chewy letting him go there? I think Chewy was letting him go. We're going to have to revisit that. I have plonked it down in the old replay camera. We will take a look at what actually happened there, but that looked to me like Chewy let off. In fact, let's go to that now. Let's have a look at the inputs here. Yep, Chewy's indicating, so he's letting Nova go. He's letting his teammate go. That's very interesting. And through Nova goes, gives him a little tap. Thank you very much. Here's a kiss, and off he goes. Wow. So Nova up into P3 now. So your top 3 drivers all can win the title here, guys. All 3 drivers can win. This is getting absolutely exciting. So your closest battle on circuit actually is the battle for... Well, it was this battle here, but there's been a bit of an off here. Callum Jones has gone off. Let's see if we can watch that on the replay as well. What's happened to Callum Jones? He's come into here. Oh, he's just ran too deep. Ran too deep and has just gone spinning to Narnia. Unfortunate there for Callum Jones. But we return to this battle for P1 now. Tuscany, Max Bailey, Nova, all in the fight here for that victory. And pit stop should be soon. So if they're going for a 2-stop strategy, which is possible, both 1 and 2 stop are viable apparently. It's going to be around this point, is it not? 15, 30, 45. In a couple of laps time, you will have the pit stop. So we've got to keep an eye out for that. Someone might go for the 2-stop. We don't know. But you can see Max Bailey is keeping Tuscany in his sight. He really, really is. And Nova's actually got the fastest lap there. I've just spotted down at a 1:25.7 on that left-hand side. And Max Bailey not in the slipstream at the moment, I don't believe. Nope, not catching enough. So it's 7.5 tenths the slipstream usually in the game. Obviously that can vary occasionally. Just looking a bit further back actually, Ryan and Ruswald, they are getting closer to each other. So where it was no man's land, we've got a new pack forming here in the middle. between Ryan and Roswell. We'll see what happens there. I'm not sure whether Ryan's made a mistake. Let's have a look at those lap times. No. His tyres are dreadful though. Look at the difference. So there's Ryan's tyres and there's Roswell's tyres. Ryan must be going for a two-stop strategy here. He has no other choice. He is struggling bad in that car. We'll have to see what happens. Oh, let's go back towards the battle for the lead. He's in the slipstream range there. Oh, just what he was, and then he wasn't. How about that? Hello, King Jev. Welcome to the commentary. I'll say, guys, if you have any questions about this championship, do let me know in the comments or in the chat, should I say, rather than comments, and I will be happy to answer any comments or questions or anything you would like in that chat. But this is your battle at the moment. This is the battle for the title, as I say as well. I mean, I can re-show you those standings just to give you an idea of what's going on. There are the standings. Best 2 of 3 races count. You get 15 points for first place. You get 13 for second. So any one of these guys can literally win. Tuscany, Max Bailey, Nova. Thunderstorm's a little bit out of it, but remember, Thunderstorm's like on the harder tyre. So we've no idea how that's going to, you know, impact the results later on. So at the moment, your first, second and fourth place driver all in with a really good shout of that title. So through we go. Sorry, I've got a bit of sore throat, guys, so if you hear me cough, there is a genuine reason for it. We've actually lost Chewy to this pack a little bit now. Chewy's definitely losing pace here. Just checking tyres there. So tyre wear is becoming an issue for some of the drivers. Further back, Ryan is really struggling on these tyres. Look how much Roswell has caught up again. So is Ryan going to come in the pits, or is Ryan going to carry on? Ryan comes in the pits as expected there. Lap 14, into the pits he goes. So that's going to be 2-stop. He can only put racing hard tyres on, so we'll check to see if he does put hard tyres on. Interestingly, he's going to come out ahead of the pack behind. Goes to put a little bit of fuel in as well. Maybe he's fueling up till the end. Oh, is he going to come out just in time? Or is he not? Is that fuel going to be a mistake? It's going to be very close with Elite Force. Just gets it done there. Absolutely only just on the limit there. So, yes, continues on in P6 for the moment. Oh, a bit slidey on the rear as well. He's going to have to get used to that car. In fact, all over the place a little bit. How to get into Best of British? You need to contact Lewis, but there are some limits in terms of DR and SR as well, as we follow Elite Force here on the back of Ryan. They're going to have the slipstream going up the hill. So Ryan's definitely on a 2-stop, we know that much. DRC and SRS, that's good going, Carl. That's very good going. Keep your SR at S and you should have some fantastic races, irrespective of your DR. But keep improving your DR and it'll be all good. Right, we're going to jump to the lead battle here. I just noticed on circuit, Max Bailey and Tuscany are very, very, very close here. What is going to happen here? They cross the line. Max Bailey is looking all over the place here. What tyre wear is like. Tuscany's safety tyres a bit more. Down into the paddock hill we go. The paddock hill apparently now. Tuscany goes defensive. Max Bailey to the left-hand side as they head towards Druids. And Tuscany keeps that for now. Through there we go. Nova's in the fight now as well. It's going to be that three-way battle that we've been talking about. Into the left-hander. And they leave Graham Hill. Line astern there. This is your closest battle on track now. Followed by that battle a bit further down in P6 with Ryan and Elite Force. But this is the one that matters. This is the one that seriously matters. As we're going to go on board with Nova now. Let's see what happens as we head down to the right-hander here. Going to dab the brake, chuck it in. Hope it grips. Through there we go. Are any of these guys going to go for a different pit strategy potentially? I do not know the answer to this. But surely mediums can't last until lap 24. It's 8 laps away. Oh, Max Bailey was extremely wide. Going to be on the grass. Oh, nearly an accident. Nova backs completely out of it. Again, fair play to Nova. Nova's shown some fantastic sportsmanship throughout this race. You know, big props there. He completely backed out of it after Max Bailey lost the rear end there. Fair play. My word. Quick reactions as well. God, you got to give him a shout out there in chat, guys. That's unbelievable reactions and fair play as well. He could have easily tapped Max Bailey into a spin. So Max Bailey still all over the back of Tuscany here. They come down this right-hander and up towards Druids once again. And look how close this is. This is fantastic. Through there we go. You can see the rear is getting a bit loose now on these cars. If you're wondering the settings of these cars, it's 100% weight and power. And then early tuning is prohibited. So literally stock setup. And you just race away basically. They come into the left-hander here. You can see both the guys in front running wide. So Nova last time got a good run out of this corner to try and get the slipstream. But unfortunately for Nova, Max Bailey has a slipstream with Tidgney. So it's only Tidgney who loses out here. So to try and get two people around the outside is going to be very difficult. Oh, a bit of movement in the braking zone there. Oh, a slight tap from Max Bailey as well. And Nova trying to go down the inside now for this right-hander. Oh, pulls back in, goes for the safety... the safety net basically. Too wide into there. Doesn't normally go. It does occasionally. A fair play to Nova as they come in. Oh, Nova's just cut the left rear of his car onto the grass. My word, that was close. Let's go to the TV camera now. And through there we go. I think Elite Force has come into the pits because he's lost the back of Ryan, and Trevisio's the next driver behind Ryan. We'll check that out later on. But this battle for P3. Oh, Tidgney comes in the pits. Here we go. Different strategies now. We've got Max Bailey and Nova staying out. Tidgney into the pits now. So Tidgney go for that two-stop strategy, I think. Nova going around the outside at Paddock Hill. Not going to quite work. Going to get a bit of a run now heading towards Druid. So look at that run. Here we go. Max Bailey goes defensive. Oh, and then they both pulled back. So Nova was going to go for the inside. Max Bailey went down there. And then Max Bailey thought potentially that Nova was already alongside. Went back. And Nova pulled out of it as well. So they continue on here. Nova and Max Bailey. And through here, heading towards the left-hander once again. I can't believe it's lap 18 already, and they're still this close. 25 minutes into a race. The top two are 2 tenths apart. The top three were 2 tenths apart a lap ago. This is fantastic racing. It really, really is. So we head down the straight once again. Is Nova going to go for the move? Just stays behind for now. Going to pick his moments. We are going to have a look at that moment that Max Bailey had earlier on as well at some point. I have plunked the replay into the back pocket to hopefully use after, unless some other action happens prior to that, and then we've got to delete it, I'm afraid. But we'll see what happens as we head now towards this left-hander, and Nova just staying behind. Are any of these guys going to cover off Tidgney now? That's an interesting question. We saw Ryan as well take on fuel. So are any of these guys going to take on fuel? Or are they going to come in the pits? Is anyone covering anyone off? Max Bailey comes in, covering off Tidgney. So Nova going the extra lap again. Is Nova going for the one stop? We'll have to find out. So let's get on board with Tidgney now. Chewy is also in the pits. So we're on board with Tidgney as he heads towards the start-finish line. Wow, look at that. Look at that. The undercut has seriously worked there. Seriously worked. 3-second advantage there. My word, that could be fuel low. You know, we can't discount that. So let's switch between the two. Yeah, Max Bailey's putting a lot of fuel here, whereas Tidgney hasn't. So trying to basically in the next pit stop do a quick stop with the tyres and then continue out. So the gap's opened up again. Got Max Bailey running extremely wide there. Ruswald right behind. Doesn't go for the move for now. Oh, it looks like Ruswald was running slightly wide there. Continuing on this back straight now. We will do a run order through the grid as of this moment shortly. It looks like Max Bailey is going to defend this position now. I'm imagining Ruswald's tyres are a little worse for wear. Yes, they are indeed. So what we are going to do, guys, is we'll just have a look at this moment that Max Bailey had. Because it was a serious moment. Let's be honest. It's coming up to here. Just runs too deep. Oh, clips it. And then, yes, manages to save it somehow. Again, I'm still not sure how Nova managed to avoid this. I mean, look at this. Look at the quick reactions here. Instantly sees it, slams on, and avoids it. I mean, shout out. Shout out's where it's due. That is unbelievable driving there. So, Nova is currently leading the way. 8 seconds ahead of Tidgney. Going for the one-stop strategy rather than the two-stop. So, we'll have to see how that works out later on. Obviously, I've seen something in this one-stop. And Nova is one of your title contenders here in this Best of British Division 2 race. Currently in P2, Tidgney. So, I believe somebody must have come in the pits somewhere. We'll go through the grid, as I say. So, Tidgney has been in the pits. Now on the racing hard tyre. Is 8 seconds behind Nova at this moment in time. We'll have to see how Tidgney does later on. But potentially could do a one-stop still and just go to the end on the hards. Or maybe goes for the two-stop. I think he's got to fill up a bit more here because Max Bailey is further behind. And Max Bailey has filled up. Does Max Bailey gives himself the opportunity to not have to stop for the rest of the race. Does Tidgney. Runs a little bit wide there. As we go to P3. So Max Bailey, as I say, did pit as well. Did put more fuel in. Can you use mediums twice? No, you can't. So Max Bailey in P3 has pit. Put in the fuel needed. So potentially is going to the end of the race. We'll have to wait and see on that then. We have Ruswald in P4 on the medium tyres, doing the one-stop strategy similar to Nova here, keeping up with Max Bailey as well on the harder tyres. So that suggests the one-stop is quicker than the two-stop. Now don't quote me on that, but the fact that the mediums are keeping up with the harder tyres suggests the one-stop is quicker. But we will find out later on in the race. We then have a big gap then to Chewy. Chewy has been in the pits, has filled up as well there. To the required amount of fuel you need to finish the race. So Chewy currently in P5. P6 for Ryan. Now we know Ryan is definitely on a two-stop because Ryan's tyre management seems to be struggling really, really badly. See Stevie come in the pits. Now Stevie started on the hard tyre, so Stevie will more than likely go to the medium tyre, I suspect. And Stevie could go to the end of the race as well. I have a sneaky suspicion he might try that after seeing some of the medium guys continue on. P7, Thunderstorm at the moment, again on the racing hard tyres. Is he going to put the medium tyres on or is he going to put the hards on again? I suspect medium tyres, but we'll find out later on in the race. Let's go to P number 8 now. We've got Elite Force, who has been in the pit, has put in a little bit of fuel, yes, we're not sure what's happening in terms of that. P9, Treviso, also been in the pits and fueled up a little bit there. Oh, what's happened to Elite Force there? My word! I just see this car just reappear on circuit. We'll have a look at that in just a second. Let's jump to Stevie quickly. So Stevie has this penalty. He doesn't have to take it in this situation because it was a dodgy penalty, one of those dodgy 5-second ones. So you'll see it slowly come down, but he doesn't have to take that. If he gets any more 0.5 ones though, he does have to take those. And then Elite Force, what on earth happened to you, my friend? Let's go to the let's go get on board and find out. Coming down to Graham Hill. Through there we go. Oh, just clips his rear on the grass, hits the barrier as well, comes back on circuit, tries to avoid any of the other cars on circuit. Then Stevie goes round the outside. Unbelievable effort there. Elite Force trying to avoid contact as well. So, you know, fair play for avoiding the contact, but unlucky with that as we see Stevie all over the back of Treviso. And this is critical now because Stevie is on the medium tyre. Stevie is literally going to be going much, much faster. So earlier on, he was struggling. Oh, goes down for the move down the inside. Oh, Treviso gets a bit of a drift going as well. I'm not sure whether there was contact there. We'll have to have a look at that afterwards. But Stevie is really wanting to get by at this point. You can see Nova has stayed out at this moment in time. And Tidgney in P2. I believe he has. We'll quickly jump there. Yes, he has. He's still out. I'm not expecting him to pit this lap. We'll jump back to that little incident just before in 1 moment's time. Is Nova coming in the pits? Continues on for yet another lap. Those lap times as well. Look at that, 126s. Are we definitely sure that's his lap times? Wow. On the medium tyre, that used. I can only say the medium tyre was the tyre to go with here on a one-stop. So here we have Stevie and Treviso once again. Yeah, Nova is extending that lead as well. That's the critical thing here. Stevie going down the inside. Dingle Dell. What on earth is that kind of move? Unbelievable effort by Stevie. I've never seen that done before. My word. That's unbelievable. Forget looking at Panic again. I want to have a look at this move again. What on earth? You don't often see moves that Dingle Dell. Oh, Treviso loses the rear end there under braking. So Stevie just goes, hello, there's a Megane Trophy size gap down here. Treviso backs out of it, it looks like. And Stevie gets that position. My word. Unbelievable effort. As Nova is extending that gap. It was 8.2, wasn't it? I think when he came back out to Tidgney, it's now 10.3. If Nova wins this race, Nova wins the Division 2 title. Like, no questions about it. He has one race win already. Is Nova going to get the second race victory? Let's see if Nova comes in the pits this lap. At the moment, there's no need to. He really has no need to. He doesn't. Look at the lap time difference here. 127s for Tidgney, 126s on worn medium tyres. Very, very interesting this. So I suspect Stevie is going to stay out till the end, and I suspect Thunderstorm will as well. Let's jump to the battle for P8 now. This is Stevie and Thunderstorm. In fact, I believe Thunderstorm could very well have been in the pits here. He has indeed put the medium tyres on. So teammates here, Stevie and Thunderstorm. Are they going to work together, or are they going to start battling? There's a massive gap to Ryan up ahead. Ryan's on a two-stop strategy, but then there's an even further gap then to Chewy. Now, they've obviously lost a lot of time being on the harder tyres earlier on. There is every potential they can start to catch this up. Through the right-hander we go once again and head towards the start-finish line. Let's see what happens in terms of working together. Any flashing, any notion of working together? Not at this moment in time. We'll see what happens later on in the race. Any questions, guys? Please fire them away in the chat. We're halfway through this race at the moment. The plan was to go to 69 minutes. Woohoo. But even so, I'm not sure we're going to quite get that far in terms of estimated time. We are, however, having 47 laps of a race. Let's have a look actually at the live timing screen while we're at it. So you can see Nova is still the fastest driver on circuit just from Stevie. Only just from Stevie. Remember, Nova's on worn tyres. Stevie is on new tyres. Thunderstorm is on new tyres. Kind of incredible, to be honest. So we'll have to see what happens here. But Nova actually dominating at the moment. Coming back from P5 as well, remember. P5 Nova started and is currently P1. But Thunderstorm and Stevie here. Let's just check fuel levels on these guys. Stevie has more fuel as well. I'm not sure whether Thunderstorm's having to save or whatnot. But let's see what happens. Did Lewis choose 47 laps for that reason? I believe so. I think he's got his calculations slightly wrong. Maybe Nova's causing the problem there. But even so, we continue on with the race. Is Tidgney catching Nova? No, not at this moment in time. That gap is ever increasing. Sorry guys, just had to have a moment of glass of water there. When you're commentating by yourself, your throat dries up. And when you've got a sore throat, it mega dries up. Megane Trophy doesn't care about worn tyres. People will know stopping them on racing mediums at Autopolis. Autopolis, should I say. People always complain at me saying Autopolis. Autopolis. Yes, I know. Yes, Nova continuing on still. All these guys had the same information, so the fact Nova's continuing on mediums and he knows something that other guys don't. That's literally Nova. You know, he's tested this, obviously, and gone, right, this is the best strategy, I'm going to continue on. Or maybe not. Maybe he's just gone out there and gone, I will wait until the medium tyres drop off. And at the moment, they're not dropping off. Lap number 26 now, and he's still in the 126s. So he's not that far off at the end of the day. So let's just jump back to third place. We have Max Bailey and Ruswald. Is Ruswald catching? Yeah, so Ruswald is the other driver staying out on the medium. Oh, big moment for Ruswald coming out that corner. He was actually right behind Max Bailey early on, so he has dropped off a little bit. I'm assuming that's the reason with that big oversteer moment. So yes, I imagine Ruswald is coming in very soon. You just see Nova in the background. In fact, Nova. Oh, it wasn't Nova, sorry. It was Callum Jones. I lie, guys. There is still the Thunderstorm Stevie one. There's been a bit more of a gap now between these two drivers. Both putting in some decent times now. 126.5 there for Thunderstorm, his fastest lap. I believe Stevie's done his fastest lap recently as well. Yeah, 126.4 there. So these guys are going to be catching up. In fact, they're catching Chewy at a fair pace of knots here. Let's have a look at the lap time differences. Yes, there you go. 127. Chewy's actually just been in the pits as well. So 127s for Chewy. 126s for these guys. I believe these guys are going till the end of the race as well on these tyres. So Thunderstorm still within an outside shot here, getting, you know, a very decent podium position in terms of the standings. So let's once again have a look at those standings at this moment in time. There are your standings, and as you can see, Tidgney 11 and 15. So at the moment, Tidgney would get 13 points, and they would be his best result, 28 points. Nova, 15 points. Currently getting 15 points. That would put him on 30 points and therefore winning the Division 2 title. Thunderstorm at 13 points at the moment. If you can get up there a little bit, he remains in that green category. That's what they get, by the way, guys, in terms of rewards. As we just see Thunderstorm improves on his lap time there. So, you know, they're your current standings in terms of the championship. Best 2 results count. Unfortunately, Super GT is only going to get 1 result due to his injury. But we continue on all the same. Unfortunately, we can't stop for 1 driver. And let's get back to that racing action. So, Thunderstorm leading Stevie at the moment, pulling away that gap now a little bit. They are still catching Chewy, so that battle is going to happen in a few laps' time. I would think on lap 38, if I'm honest, but we'll find out shortly. Nova currently leading the way, still not gone on the pits at this moment in time. Lap number 28 has begun. I need to work this out in my head. 20 laps remaining? As we continue on up the hill to Druids. And Nova now in the 27th. I think Nova is struggling with tyres at this moment now. So Nova may want to start thinking about pitting. But we'll find out shortly. That gap to Tuscany is starting to come down a little bit. Tuscany with some very consistent lap. Look at that for consistency, guys. I mean, lap 22 onwards. 27-2, 27-1, 27-2, 27-2, 27-1, 27-1. I don't think you get... well... Because the most consistent you can get is the exact same lap times, and he ain't that far off, to be honest. So, Ruswald has lost even more time here in P4. So, I suspect Ruswald's going to come in the pits at the moment. Doing 128s now, so Ruswald really does need to come in the pits at this moment in time. 5th place, Ryan in the middle of no man's land at the moment. I suspect Ryan will be pitting again, but we'll find out a little later on in the race. We have Chewy there. I imagine Chewy's going to the end at this point. And look at that gap between Thunderstorm and Chewy. That is coming down at a fair old pace of knots. Another consistent lap time there from Thunderstorm. 126.4, 126.4. As we jump to Nova. Nova continues again. Continues again. This is incredible, really. Down into Paddock Hill again, Nova goes. And we are slightly spread out at the moment. So this is where the race dies down a little bit. We had a sprint race to begin with. It dies down and then comes towards the end of the race. As somebody comes in the pits there. I believe that's Ruswald. Ruswald into the pits. I'm not sure whether he made a mess of that, actually. Let's see where he comes out. Going to have to fill up the car. He's going for that one-stop strategy. Fills up the car and off he goes. So I'm going to assume that's the fuel you need. And he's going to come out just ahead of Chewy here. Just ahead. But he's going to have to break in those tyres a little bit before he's up to pace. So Chewy could get that move done still. And if we look at fuel levels, Chewy's got a lot more than Ruswald. So either Ruswald saving, or there could be issues later on. So in terms of the penalty with Stevie, because it was a 5-second penalty originally, Vagabond, he doesn't have to serve it. It was obviously a very stupid penalty. Lewis is keeping an eye on all of the drivers in terms of penalties, etc. So yeah, it was obviously a stupid penalty, so he's avoided it. Now somebody's just been in the pits. Who was that? That was Elite Force. Coming in for his final stop, going on the mediums. Going to go to the end of the race, I imagine, on those tyres. 13 seconds behind Callum Jones, who is on the harder tyres. So I suspect a battle happening a bit later on in the race before that P10 position. Now, there is that battle for 5th place, Ruswald and Chewy. Ruswald's still getting his tyres broken in here. You do have to do that in GT Sport, believe it or not. You have to break your tyres in a little bit before they get up to pace. Which is why it's always not good to go straight onto them and come out in a battle, because you're a bit all over the place initially. They continue towards the last corner here, the right-hander. There's a cone in the way. If there's any members in chat, please put the cone emoji in there, because obviously the cone has died at some point in this race. But Ruswald still leading Chewy there for that 5th and 6th position. Chewy looking for the move, not quite here. I mean, let's follow Chewy on a lap. Let's see how Chewy handles a lap here at the Brands Hatch GP circuit, heading towards Druids here. Wow, brakes much later than Ruswald here. But Ruswald carries a little bit more speed. There's a difference between braking late and carrying more speed through a corner. Into Graham Hill Bend we go. Both miss the apex slightly there, as we then continue on towards the left-hander. Thank you very much, Din. It's waiting for somebody to do that. What a legend. Into the left-hander we go. And that was a nice corner by Chewy there. Going to have a bit of slipstream here. You're going to see how good the slipstream is here. So it's 4.8, 4.5. You can see it dropping now like a stone this time. Down into the 3/10 and up towards the braking zone here. Through there we go. Just miss the apex a little bit. 4th place just up ahead. That's Ryan. Nova's finally in the pits. Nova is finally in the pits. So forget this. We're going back to Tuscany now. And is Tuscany going to stay out till the end? Because if he is, we have a battle back in our hands. And Tuscany has the lead over Nova. Now, are both of these guys staying out? I suspect both of these guys are staying out till the end of the race, which means we have a fantastic finale on our hands. 1.6 second gap at the moment. Nova's going to have to get used to his tyres a little bit, so that gap's going to drop a little bit more before they start to close in. And we'll keep an eye on Max Bailey as well, because Max Bailey is not that far off. Tuscany needs fuel, though. Tuscany needs fuel. That's a good point, guys. I keep forgetting about that. Tuscany needs fuel. Tuscany could lose out on a podium here, you know. Ruswald's not that far back. Oh, there's been a move. There's been a move here. What is going on with Ruswald and Chewy? Let's go back to this. What the heck happened here? So it's Ruswald that's had the issue. What's Ruswald done coming out the corner? Oh, he's gone too far wide. Oh, wow. That was a near good save. Doesn't quite do it. Chewy goes through into that P5 position. So Ruswald, all the work to do here. Now, Chewy got past. And, wow. Chewy up to P5. Nova already catching Tuscany here at fair pace and knots. Max Bailey catching up to Nova a little bit as well. So I think it's between Nova and Max Bailey here for that victory. Head up to Druids once again. There are your 3 Division 2 contenders. In fact, let's go to Thunderstorm here just quickly. Thunderstorm and Stevie, they've gone up to Ruswald ridiculously quickly here. I mean, you can see their lap times there. Another 126 there, and they're going to be on the back of Ruswald very, very quickly. And Chewy's right there as well. So, in terms of 4th place, Ryan. So, Thunderstorm could get into that P4 position. And literally, that'll be your top 4 in the division, being in the top 4 positions. That's an interesting thought there. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's go back to Nova, because Nova is catching Tuscany very, very quickly here. Into the right-hander we go. Now, we've seen absolutely fantastic sportsmanship from Nova throughout this race. Let's see what happens here in terms of the position. He can pick and choose where he wants to make this overtake. May not even want to make the overtake at all, but Max Bailey is closing in very, very quickly. Through the left-hander we go. Ooh, a little clip of the grass there. Max Bailey using all the curb there as well. Into the right-hander. And it's just line astern at the moment. It could be that Tuscany tries to save fuel towards the end of the race, but it's not going to work. Into paddock we go. And it's just line astern again. Oh, a bit twitchy there from Tuscany. Oh, still twitchy. Goes defensive to the right side. Heading towards Druids. Nova's on the outside. Keeps that position for now. Does Tuscany. Through there we go. Let's get on board with Nova. Max Bailey actually catching it at a fair pace of knots. I think Tuscany's trying to save fuel here, guys. I'm pretty sure Tuscany is saving fuel here. He's trying to go for the non-stop. The one-stop here, but by saving fuel. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, just runs all over the place a little bit here. Nova's going to have a bit of a run on Tuscany as they head down this straight. So Tuscany's going to go to the right, surely. Oh, bit of contact there. Bit of contact. Tuscany's car was as wide as the UK. I have no idea what I'm saying. Through there we go. And we head towards the right-hander once again. And Tuscany is really making that car wide. I am pretty sure Tuscany is saving fuel here. Look at the gap just shrink. He is full on saving fuel here. And Max Bailey right in the action now as well. Let's get back to that TV camera. Max Bailey. Oh, Max Bailey has a penalty. He has to serve that penalty. You see him start serving it now. Has to serve it. serves it all and is going to be out of that action just for that brief moment. Let's jump back to this action. In fact, there's some action happening further back as well. I'm going to have to keep an eye on the map and on this battle as we head towards Paddock Hill once again. Tuscany to the right hand side, Nova to the left. Look at the rear on that car. It is not settled in the slightest as they head towards Druid. Tuscany goes straight to the inside here. And defends it. Oh, he's never going to go around it. Surely not. Surely not. He tries to hang it out there. Doesn't quite work. Tuscany keeps that position for now. Heading towards Graham Hill once again. Max Bailey's going to be all over this battle very, very quickly. With Tuscany holding Nova up. So we head once again to the left-hander. And Tuscany defends it. Nova's going for that run that he tried last time. Through there we go. And nothing can be done at the moment. There's that fuel saving that Tuscany's having to do. You can just see that. Oh, no way. Not around the outside. Surely not. Doesn't quite do it here. Nova's trying to go for the cutback. Doesn't quite work. Max Bailey getting in the mix of this now as well. Three-way battle for your lead. And this is the battle for the title as well. All three drivers in this battle. Let's see what happens as we head towards the end of the race. There's a few more battles happening on circuit. I can't cover all battles, unfortunately. Oh, Roswell's had a move on Chewy. I've just stored that on the replays just for the moment as we watch this battle. First, second, third in this fight here. Whoever makes this move, whoever gets this move done is going to win the title. I'm sure of it. As we head out of that last corner once again, we head to start lap number 35. 13 laps to go at this very moment. Nova goes to the left. Tuscany goes defensive again. Oh, Nova goes to the dive down the inside. Oh, there's contact. There's big contact. Oh, my word. We'll have to start that replay. Unfortunately, we can't see the Roswell incident. Oh, Chewy's dropped a massive amount of positions actually there as well. So, Max Bailey up into P2. We'll have to have a look at that again. It looked like the switchback that went horribly wrong there. So, we continue on with this battle for first place. There's some desperation here a little bit as well, I think, from Tuscany with saving fuel. He's definitely doing that. I can't see him doing anything else. Let's have a look at those fuel levels just quickly. Look how much he has to save. There's not a chance that that's happening. Surely not. Max Bailey goes to the left-hand side now of Tuscany. That car is so wide. That is unbelievable. Into the right-hander we go. We do have stewards watching this race as well in terms of Lewis. And Nova looking as well to get the move done. I'm sure if Nova felt that he was in the wrong there, he would have given that position up earlier on. Because he's shown some fantastic sportsmanship so far. Oh, there's contact there. Huge contact. Through there we go. Oh, they all make it through all the same. Into the left-hander we go. So this is obviously a bit of a cork in the bottom moment here. Tuscany is trying to save fuel. Max Bailey and Nova are not trying to save fuel. And they are really, really just trying to get past as fast as they can because they're slowing. That's a bit slowed like dramatically. We may still end up at that 69 minutes. Hey, how about that, guys? Tuscany driving the Titanic at the moment. He certainly is driving the Titanic as we once again head towards Paddock. I apologise to anyone further back. We can't follow every single battle here. Down Paddock we go. Tuscany's going to go to the right again, surely here. Max Bailey has to defend and attack at the same time. Nova's just looking for a place to overtake here. Round Druids we go. We head down towards Graham Hill Bend now. Tuscany, Max Bailey, Nova, all line astern here. Let's jump on board with Nova. Through there we go. Oh, Max Bailey runs slightly wide here. Going to have to do it on his tyres. He's never going to have an opportunity to overtake. Into left hand he goes. He does. He goes for the move down the inside. Gets it done. That is Nova's place there. Had it on the apex. Round he goes. Max Bailey loses that a little bit here. Let's jump on Max Bailey. Pulls in behind Nova here. And we continue now towards the right hander. Look at how much fuel Tuscany's trying to save. Look, that's how much fuel saving he's trying to do here. Round the outside again. Nova's going to try. But Tuscany's going to try and stop it in the apex. Oh, Max Bailey's through. And nowhere. Max Bailey. What on earth is going on here? This is the problem of attacking and defending. Max Bailey trying to go around the outside. Oh, it doesn't quite work. He's in the gravel. He's in the gravel. Nova's trying to get by now. Oh, my word. This is all action. Oh, into the right hand we go. Tuscany still got that position. How on earth is Tuscany surviving here? Into the left hand we go once again. Oh, we have another 12 laps of this, 11 laps of this to go, guys. Can Tuscany survive? Let's have a look at that fuel level. Oh, it's low. It's too low, I think. Into the right hander we go again. And we continue on for yet another lap of action here. I want to go back and check out the incident at Paddock Hill, but I can't at the moment. As we continue now towards the right-hander. Nova's looking for that comeback. Tuscany's run wide. Max Bailey's going to have the inside for Druids. He's got the inside. Here's Max Bailey. It's 3 wide into Druids. Is this going to work? Oh no, he's running outside. Max Bailey's got too deep. Tuscany keeps the position. What on earth is going on? I've never seen anything like it. Tuscany keeps the position. We're going to forget Panic Hill. We've got to have a look at that again at some point. My word, I have no idea how Tuscany kept that position. Max Bailey just went too deep into the corner. Nova was the leader in that one. And we continue on to the back straight here. Tuscany, Max Bailey and Nova still fighting for this first position. Remember, first position. Oh, Max Bailey's on the inside. He's got it done. Surely got it done. Max Bailey is through into P1. My word. Max Bailey into P1. Max Bailey has to sprint away as fast as he can now. If he doesn't sprint away, Nova's going to come back at him. And Tuscany in P2 is defending for his life here, trying to save fuel at the same time. Maybe going for that slipstream to try and help with that fuel saving. That's a bit of a strategic move potentially in there as well as we head towards the left-hander here. And Tuscany going for the move down the inside. Oh, not quite work. Oh, is there a bit of contact there? Max Bailey keeps that position for now. Tuscany trying to look for that move back. So obviously not going for that strategic move. We head towards the last corner. Can't teach him out. I don't know. We continue on as we head to start lap number 38 here. Max Bailey leading the way from Tuscany. Then Nova. Your winner of this division is in this fight right now. Nova goes down the inside here for Paddock. Oh, Tuscany's running extremely wide. Nova's going to get that position here. Nova up it into P2. And I think that's it for Tuscany, if I'm honest. I don't see him coming back from this. Having to fuel save as well. I can't see it happening. That's Nova into P2. Tuscany into... Oh, Nova's gone. Nova's gone. Nova is off at Druids and the start of Graham Hill. Tuscany back in the mix again. Oh, my word. What is going on here? I can't actually keep up. Oh, Nova got it done and then loses it again. Oh, that's unbelievable. So we continue on. Max Bailey leading the way by 1.4 seconds from Tuscany. You can see Tuscany is trying to fuel save. The red light is on already. I can't see Tuscany getting to the end of this race. I really, really can't. At this moment in time, Max Bailey is leading the way. So let's have a look at the standings here, guys. We've got to have a look at the standings just to get an idea of what's going on, just for that brief moment. So we have Tuscany, who is in the lead of the championship at the moment. Remember, your best two results count here. Only your best two. So, at the moment, Max Bailey gets 15 points. He wins the title. Well, it's a tie with Tuscany. So, if Nova can only get P2, we will have a tie for the victory. I'm not sure what happens in a tiebreaker. Nova has to win. Max Bailey has to win to get a tie. Tuscany has to come second now to get a tie. There's all sorts of transitions happening. Let's go back to the action though, because it's all kicking off again with Tuscany and Nova as we head towards Panic Hill. Tuscany defending at the inside. Nova going for the cutback here. Let's get on board, Nova. Nova heads towards Druids here. Tuscany on the inside as Tuscany's defending that position, I think. I can't see Tuscany. Tuscany, gave just enough of a space there for that Megane Trophy car. Down towards the left-hander of Graham Hill. Tuscany is really struggling at this moment in time. Through, there we go. So, guys, as we just saw, if Max gets first, Nova gets second, it's a tie. If Max gets first and Tuscany gets second, it's a tie. Nova has to win in order for it not to be a tie. Let's see what happens as Nova goes down the outside again as we head down this straight. And I believe he's going to get this done this time, surely. Tuscany's hanging it on the inside just. There's a little bit of contact there. Nova's still got the pace. It's side by side to head to this right-hander again. Oh, round the outside. No way. No way he's never going to get this done. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there. They're still side by side. Oh, my word. As we head up to Dingle down. Oh, Nova's on the grass. Nova keeps it just in the mix. Oh, questionable whether Tuscany should have given him a little bit more space. Surely should have given a bit more space. But Lewis will obviously be looking at this as well as us watching it on the TV camera. But my word, what a battle you have to finish off here. And, oh, Tuscany's lost it. Tuscany's pinned it. Tuscany's off. Nova is through once again. Nova is through. And we'll have to have a look at that. And Tuscany's got a penalty for that as well. He's going to have to take it. Tuscany is out of the championship running there. So, Max Bailey, 5 seconds. 5 seconds is the gap. Nova has to catch 5 seconds in 8 laps. Can Nova catch Max Bailey? Can he do it? Can he do it? Let's have a look at what actually happened to Tuscany here. Let's get on board with Tuscany. Comes into the braking zone. Puts the foot down. Oh, he clips the gravel. Clips the gravel. And loses that position. All his own mistake there. And gets a 0.5 penalty to boot. So now the battle is really on with Nova. 5 seconds to Max Bailey. Can he do it? That's a lot of time to catch. Can he do it? Right, guys, let's have a quick grid order run. Actually, Tuscany will have to take that penalty. Lewis will get onto him quite quickly, I imagine. 4.6 seconds now. That gap is coming down very quickly. So at the moment, your race leader Max Bailey will be joint winner with VLX Nova in terms of the Division 2 title. It is up to Lewis then what happens. We may have a 1v1 race straight after this. I'm not sure. But Nova is in P2 at the moment. Can Nova catch 4.5 seconds in 7 laps? Let's find out. Tuscany still not taking his penalty there. I'm sure Lewis will get onto him very shortly, but in P3 at the moment, trying to save fuel as well. Ruswald in P4. Ruswald could get Tuscany here. Could get Tuscany. Right, we have battles further back here. Thunderstorm, who we were talking about earlier on the one stop, on the medium tyre here now as well, has been making progress throughout this field, and he can see P4. Now, if Thunderstorm gets P4, they are your top 4 title contenders. All sorts can happen here. Thunderstorm currently in P5. Now, if Tuscany has to pit, this brings in another battle in that championship. But Ryan is currently in P6. Ryan trying to go to the end, but was struggling with tyres earlier on in the race. P7 is Stevie. Stevie had a 5-second penalty earlier on, so please ignore that 1-second penalty. If you get a 5-second penalty, one of the nonsense ones, you do not have to take it. You do not. We then have Chewy. Now, Chewy, I'm not sure what's happened to Chewy. Something's happened somewhere for him to have, or be in that position, I believe. But let's go further back. We've got a battle here with Treviso and Elite Force. Bit of contact there. In fact, that contact with Elite Force and Treviso. Oh, that caused Treviso to go off. Oh, Elite Force just dives down the inside anyway. Oh, he's like, I'll have that anyway. Thanks very much, mate. I'll let you come back on. I will take it. Treviso obviously struggling here on those harder tyres. Elite Force on the mediums goes through into P9. And further back, we have... oh, we don't have Callum Jones. We've lost Callum Jones at some point in this race. I did not see when that happened. So that is your 10 drivers still remaining in this. We did have 11. And Thunderstorm now on his way towards... oh, Ruswald's actually catching Tuscany here. So Ruswald is catching Tuscany. Thunderstorm is catching Ruswald. So we've got a big battle going on there. How's the gap between Nova and Max Bailey? That's down to 2.6 seconds. What on earth is going on with Nova to be catching that? Look, 126s. Oh, we have got a finale on our hands. We have a finale. We've got Tuscany here in P3 at the moment, trying to save fuel, trying to save his life here, and get something out of this race. Ruswald catching in P4. Thunderstorm catching in P5. Oh, we're going to have battles galore at the end of the race. You know that little calm we had earlier on in the race? That's what you have. You have a absolute frenzy of a start, that calming in the middle, and then jam action-packed battles at the end. It's actually crazy. So we've got Tuscany here. This is going to be your next battle on circuit. Tuscany and Ruswald. Let's see what happens here. Is Tuscany going to let him go, or is Tuscany going to defend for his life like he did earlier on? Make that car as wide as the Titanic, as somebody said in chat. As we head down Dingle Dell once again into the right-hander. Ruswald is going to be looking all over the place here to try and get that move done. I realise this battle's further back, but I want to see how Ruswald does here. 3.5 seconds, the gap to Thunderstorm. That's not changing that much, so I'm not sure whether Thunderstorm can catch up or not. He's got a lot of work to do, but Tuscany will be defending for his life here and trying to save fuel at the same time. Continues on, so he is managing to save fuel somehow, but that gap, 17 seconds basically to Max Bailey. That's how much he's had to save. He would have been quicker going in the pits, I think. But Tuscany goes too effective down the inside, coming into paddock. Oh, he's losing a little bit here. I'm surprised Lewis hasn't made him take the penalty. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Ruswald going down the inside, heading towards Druids. Doesn't quite get it done. Tuscany covers it off. That car looks very loose indeed. Into the right-hander we go. As we continue on, I am monitoring that battle up front. Nova is catching Max Bailey at a fair pace or not. Remember, Nova has to win this race in order to win this division. Max Bailey has to win this race to get a tie for the division. Oh my word, Ruswald goes for the lunge and a half down the inside. Oh, he gets it done. There's a little bit of contact there. Oh, Tuscany's actually off. This is going to cause an issue with Thunderstorm. Oh, Tuscany's gone. Tuscany has left the race. He is retired. What on earth is going on there? Thunderstorm over to P4. Can Thunderstorm catch up to P3? Get on the podium. Oh, Tuscany leaving. Oh, what does that do in terms of the championship standings? Let's quickly... Oh, this is actually going up further back. Chewy and Ryan into the right-hander. They go. I want to have a look at the standings here, but I don't have a chance to breathe. As we continue on, and Chewy is staying behind Ryan at this moment in time. Ryan really struggling on those tyres now. Chewy on much fresher tyres. And we'll see what actually happens there in a second. as we go to the standings now. Let's have a look at this quickly. So Tidgney is finishing on 26 points. Max Bailey, if he wins, will jump Tidgney. Nova, at the moment, is jumping Tidgney. Tidgney is going to go down to 3rd place at least. Let's see what happens for that remainder of the race as we jump back to the racing action now. Here at Brands Hatch. What a finale we've got here. Let's jump to your leader here, Max Bailey. Can we see Nova? There's Nova. Nova is catching a fair pace of knots. As I say, it's down to 1.4 seconds. We have 3 and a bit laps to go. So we're going to have a big battle to finish this race between Max Bailey and Nova. Further back, as I say, there's a few more battles going on. We have Elite Force and Ryan. Sorry, no, it's not. I'm lying. Ryan and Chewy. And Chewy's got ahead of Ryan somewhere. Let's see if we can have a look at this move. Just quickly, what's happened here? Going down into Paddock Hill. Chewy's just done the lunge here. Ryan's tried to do the cutback, not quite worked. So Chewy gets that position there from Ryan, and we continue on. But now the battle is all about Nova and Max Bailey. Who is going to win this Division 2 title? Into the right-hander we go once again. We have 3 laps remaining, basically, and the winner of this division, you are looking at them both right here. Max Bailey and Nova. Who is going to get the win? We have either a tie or a win. Let's see what happens as we go into the right-hander. Let's get on board Nova here. We've got to watch this battle. You can see 1 second now the gap. That gap is constantly closing down here. We head towards the line once again. And this has been one-stop races, generally speaking. I think Tidgney made a mistake by not filling up here. And that's really costing dear. I think he probably should have pitted rather than trying to save fuel. It just cost him so much time. We saw that 17 seconds. It's not even 17 seconds on a lap. Do we have a... We don't have a replay marker for that Tidgney and Ruswald incident, I'm afraid. Or I don't believe so anyway, unfortunately. I can only mark 1 place on the race at a time. And we got it with the overtake between Chewy and Ryan. In fact, that position has been given back at some point, I've just noticed. I'm not sure where that's happened. But we're going to focus on this first place battle now. I need to breathe for a brief moment. Let's get ready for the battle of our lives here. As Nova is now in that slipstream. Half a second down now on Max Bailey. As I say, the winner of this battle either causes a draw at the top. If it finishes like this now, there's a draw at the top of the standings in terms of Division 2. If Nova gets that place, Nova gets the victory. And we have seen some fantastic sportsmanship from Nova in this race. So you can see Max Bailey up ahead here. Max Bailey doesn't go defensive here. Nova goes down the inside. Doesn't quite get it done. Max Bailey really chucks it in there to try and keep the car safe. Oh, there's a left wheel there. You can see why Tidgney has left there down the left-hand side. But let's concentrate on the battle now. Is Max Bailey trying to save fuel? It looks like he's coasting a little bit here. Down the right-hander we go here. And Max Bailey could have to go to the right very quickly. Oh, he does indeed. He just covers that off. Only just, though. Into the right-hander we go once again. We have 2 laps remaining here. Or just under 2 now, as we continue on out of Druids. We head towards Graham Hill. Max Bailey's going to have to turn his car now into the Titanic, rather than Tidgney. As we continue on now towards the left-hander, Max Bailey goes very defensive very quickly. We saw Nova make a move earlier on by going out wide, trying to get a really good run through this corner. I'm not sure he's done that quite right there. Just click the curb. So we continue on now. Max Bailey going to go defensive to the right. Surely goes to the right here. Surely goes right. He does indeed. So Nova goes to the left-hand side here. As we continue to this right-hander. I'm going to flick between the two quickly, if I can, in terms of fuel. Let's have a look. Fuel is about the same. Max Bailey has much older tyres, though. So Max Bailey is on a big defensive here as we continue through that right-hander down Dingledell and up to the right-hander again for the penultimate time here at Brands Hatch GP. In we go. And Max Bailey still got that lead. Defends a little bit here. Goes to take the racing line. 1 more lap. Oh, he loses the rear end here. 1 more lap to go here at this Brands Hatch circuit with these 2 drivers. The winner here of the division is Nova, if he can get past, or it's a tie. As we go, he goes for the cutback. Oh, this contact, slight contact. Nova just missed. It just missed doing that just by the smallest of margin. We head towards the last lap now. Here we go, last lap, down into Paddock Hill. We go for one last time. Max Bailey just got a little bit lucky there. Oh, Nova's going for the outside here. Max Bailey on the right side here. We head towards Druids. We're going to have to go to the TV camera here. Max Bailey on the inside, Nova on the outside. So Nova is staying in second position for now. We jump back to Nova's on board. Into the left we go. Max Bailey really defending hard here. as we continue now. Max Bailey goes defensive straight away. Nova going to go for that outside move once again. Oh, he goes for the cover, but oh, interesting moves. I would call that a little bit of a double move. We'll see what Lewis has to say. He might not think anything of that. Continue out of this corner. Here we go. Max Bailey's going to go to the right again, surely. This is the best way to defend at Brands Hatch. So Nova's going to have to go around the outside here. Let's jump to the TV camera here again. Into the right-hander we go. Is Nova going to try and go around the outside? No, he's not. He's going to go for the cutback here. We'll jump back on board with Nova. Nova heading towards this right-hander now. Going to have to pick his place perfectly here in order to get it done. Oh, he's too close here. He's too close to Max Bailey. He can't get anything done there. Down Dingledale we go. Into the right-hander for one last time. He's going to have to pick his place here. Not going to do it here. We head towards the left-hander one last time. In we go. It's Max Bailey. Max Bailey's lagging a little bit, I think, here. As we continue now towards the last corner. He's got one chance here. Max Bailey goes defensive. Oh, this could be the move. This could be the move. Going for the cutback, surely. Is he going to get it done? Oh, he's going to get it done. Oh, Max Bailey comes it off. Oh, I'm not sure about that. It was a gap that was ever closing, but I think Max Bailey gets it. I think Max Bailey gets it on the line. Oh, my word. Roswald is in P3. What the heck's happened to Thunderstorm in all of this? Roswald's got a 5-second penalty. So Roswald's going to come across in P3. P3 here for Roswald. The stewards will obviously have a look at that afterwards. Roswald go for the unorthodox finish again, as Tom Brooks calls it. Stevie going to let Thunderstorm go there. So Thunderstorm comes across in P4, Stevie in P5. We're going to have Chewy D in P6, followed by Ryan in P7. Elite Force 11 seconds down in P8. Coming across the line here now. And running across on fumes as well here. And then we have 9th position. So Treviso is going to be the last of your finishers here. And across the line he goes. Now that's going to be a little bit heated in chat. I do realise that, guys. It's an interesting one. It's on the border, in my opinion. We didn't quite get the 69 minute mark of the race either. It's on the border. It really is on the border. And the way I see this, to be honest, is that was a gap that was ever closing. It was closing. I would have said if it was even half a tenth or a tenth closer, yes, you are right. That was completely Nova's corner. But it was an ever-closing gap. It says a little unsure here. A little unsure. We'll let Lewis decide what the finale of that is. But what a race, guys. What a race. 47 laps here at the Brands Hatch GP circuit. And we come across the line, literally a tenth separating first and second place there. So what we're going to do now, guys, is we're just going to have a look at the old standings. So here are your standings at the moment, right? Now, a win gets 15 points. So that puts Max Bailey into P1. Nova gets 13 points. That also puts him into P1. Now, I'm not sure of what the rule is on a tie. I have no idea. But they're currently tied. In 3rd place is going to be Tuscany, I believe. Looking at this, Tuscany is going to come in 3rd. Thunderstorm is going to come in... No. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Does Roswald get... I believe Roswald potentially gets 4th position by a point from Thunderstorm. We'll have to let the... that's going to be I think there could be a tie for 4th as well. And that's obviously a border there with the orange and green. So we'll have to find out from Lewis a little bit later on. Let's have a look at the chat just briefly. Let's get a feeling from the drivers here in terms of what was going on there. Now, you got to remember, Nova came from P5 in terms of the race. From qualifying. Really, really bad qualifying for Nova. So he's come from P5 and been with a shot of winning. So, you know, big shout out. And he did some amazing sportsmanship like conduct earlier on in the race. So, you know, big shout out to Nova for that. Max Bailey as well, getting that move done on Tuscany. Unbelievable racing there. Let's have a look at that chat. You know, we will be fair here. Like to see everyone's opinion. Tuscany didn't realise he had to save fuel. Unlucky for Tuscany. Ryan should have done the 2-stop. Yeah, I think Ryan was struggling with his tyres a lot more than other people. Max Bailey very happy there. But let's have a look. Missed opportunity. We saw that. Don't we tie on points? Yes, you do. So anything that Lewis, if a driver's got a complaint, Lewis will go and have a look at that. Callum's a bit annoyed with himself. But we will see what happens, I guess, guys. If you do have any questions, please fire them away in the chat. Sorry, I wasn't reading chat for the last, like, 8 laps. I have no idea on earth what was going on in chat. Other than I saw the odd thing there about the move at the end. So, honestly, guys, do fire away in chat. I hope you enjoyed that commentary. My word, I'm speechless. Yeah, see, this is the thing that, as Joma said, it's literally, if it was a 10th closer, if Nova was a 10th closer, that gap is Nova's. Instantly Nova's. But it's literally on the border. So in my opinion, I think it's safe to say that that gap was always closing. Always closing. He wasn't alongside before the track ran out, basically. So, yeah, for me, I think that's a fair move. But as I say, we'll see what Lewis says. Nova might be very happy with it. It's up to Nova at the end of the day if he wants to report that or not. But what can you ask for? Can you ask for better racing than that? Lewis has left the room, so Lewis is obviously going to go check the replay for anything else. But congratulations to the drivers. Let me just write that in chat as well. Congratulations, everyone. That was fantastic racing. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Unfortunately, Romeo's, you do in that situation. He's a little bit too far back. A little bit too far back, in my opinion. I'd say it's borderline, but a little bit too far back. As I say, it's up to Lewis at the end of the day. I can be wrong. Everyone could be wrong. But it's close. It's very close. It's not a dirty move, per se. It's just that fine borderline. We've seen clean racing both from Nova and Max Bailey. So, yes, that's going to be the end of that. As I say, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. Did you get P4 in the championship? I don't know. I think it's a tie, if I'm honest, Ryan, between you and Thunderstorm. But even so, that has been the racing here in the Best of British Division 2. What a fantastic racing. Congratulations to Lewis, by the way, in terms of setting up this Division 2 race. Superb racing all the same. And the final race is next week for Division 1, which we are involved in. You'll see me racing. We raced at La Sarthe last week. Didn't go very well, if I'm honest. I don't know what the race is next week for Best of British, but make sure you tune in for that one. If you want to get involved, please contact Lewis. You can contact him on Twitter, Lewis Bentley. But yeah, that's going to be it for me now, guys. That's it. As I say, it's going to be it for me for now, guys. Sorry, I'm a bit speechless after all of this. As I say, I hope you enjoyed this race. Please show this off to your mates or racing groups if you haven't, because I think that was some of the best racing I've seen in a long while here. But yeah, that's going to be it for me for now, guys. That's going to be it for me, guys. I can't speak. Oh, I need to go home. You want the results? I don't know what the results will be. Lewis has gone away now. He's not going to join this lobby again. But yeah, I'm going to disappear now, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you in the next video or live stream that happens very soon on the channel. Have a good evening. Have a good week. See you for now.